y'all, it's Casey with Russo Resells. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Casey. I am a full-time online reseller and I sell on platforms such as eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and Curtsy. Today is Saturday, January 10th, and we are going to go through the sales that I had on Thursday, January 8th. We had 5 sales, and then yesterday, Friday, January 9th, I had 6 sales, and I actually had one go through this morning, and it is only 8 a.m. So the reason why I am filming so early is because I am headed to the bins, the Los Angeles bins, and they are about an hour away. So I want to get these items shown to you, packaged up, dropped off at the post office, and headed over to the bins in a matter of, I want to say, a couple hours. So let's go ahead and get into it. We have 12 sales to go through. Definitely a lot, and I am very grateful for sales picking up. Now, the first item to sell is the last item that I have of its kind in my inventory. It is by Built Basics, and I actually ran across a bunch of these new tags at a brand new Salvation Army, and I decided, even though it was priced at $12, I still wanted to pick up every single one, and this is the last to sell. So it's this beautiful maroon long sleeve. It is a double X, and these are just great capsule pieces, and they go for a lot, or not a lot, but I want to say like mid-tier range on their website. So I just price a little bit lower and hope to get an offer for a little bit lower, which is exactly what happened here. So I had this priced on Depop for $35, and I was offered $28, which I did accept. I had this item boosted, so those fees were $2.24. My fees to Depop were about $1.73, and I left with a profit of $24.03. So in all retrospect, I did double my money. These have all already been paid for with the rest that I have sold off. But I am happy to see this one go out of my inventory, and I hope that I run across some of them soon. Now, the next item to sell on Thursday is a perfume sample by Le Labo. It's Tonka 25. There is the brand. And as you can tell from most of my wet solds, I sell these probably every week. So I put this up on eBay for $9.99 plus free ship, and a buyer came in and paid full price. It cost me $5.20 to ship. My fees to eBay were $1.57, and I left with a profit of $3.22. And I get those for free from our reps over at either Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom. It's a common occurrence that I trip over my words sometimes in my videos. However, I'm just really excited to get to the bins today, so I do apologize in advance for me just kind of rushing through these. The next item to sell on Thursday is by Liverpool Jeans, and their jeans do really well for me. I was unsure of this top, but I got this a couple years ago in a America's Thrift Supply box for about $5, so it was new with tags. I decided to throw it up. What was the harm? And it finally sold. It is this beautiful rust orange polka dot button down blouse. I think it's really cute. It actually reminds me of a Free People top that I had in my inventory a while ago. So I wanted to go ahead and put it up for $5 cost of goods. So I listed it for $27.99 plus $5 ship. A buyer came into my eBay store and they used my 26% off coupon, and they paid $20.65 plus $5 ship. It cost me $5.37 to ship. My fees to eBay were $3.90, and I made a total profit of $16.38. So very happy that I kept that in my inventory because I had a feeling that it would just sell. Now, the next item to sell is by Maeve. It's the Colette pant. and this is a black kind of cargo pant. I just thought this was so adorable. I found this at a local thrift store to me where she stocks her store with pallets. So I was very happy to see these because I had just learned that this style of pant by Maeve does very well. So I did price it according to comps at $80, and I had a few likers on Poshmark, so my Nifty sent out 20% off offers of $64, and one of the likers did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $12.80, and I left with a profit of $51.20, and I only paid $8 for those. The last item to sell on Thursday is this Voluspa candle. And I received this as a gift, I want to say, but in our household, we don't use candles. So I decided to go ahead and put it up on Poshmark. I put it up on Poshmark for $35, and I had a few likers. So my Nifty sent out 20% off offers of $28, and that was accepted by a liker. So my fees to Poshmark were $5.60, and I turned a free to me item into $22.40. Now, the first item to sell yesterday is this bra. It is by Glamorize, and I also got this for free. I usually buy reseller bundles on a Facebook reseller group, and this was included in one of the bundles. So I am counting it as a zero cost of goods, but it is just this really nice tan bra. These don't retail for a lot, so I decided to just throw it up for $25. I received an offer of $15, and I decided to take it. My fees to Poshmark were $3, and that left me with a profit of $12. Now, the next item to sell, I had 3 Depop sales that you will be seeing, and this is the second one of them. It's by Alo Yoga. These are authentic, which I was asked multiple times, and I didn't realize you had to put authentic in the title. I thought that all platforms just decided to take out any counterfeit items, so I'm very surprised at that, but nonetheless they did sell, and they are these cool velour sculpting leggings. I love them, and the cool cutout in the back. So I had these listed for $100, and I mistakenly mistaked them with another pair that I had in my closet. And when I received a $60 offer, I just accepted it. These are a consignment item. So it was boosted. Those fees were $4.80. My fees to Depop were $2.89. And because it was a mistake, I did take $10 out of my earnings. So I only left with $10.92, and my consignee, which is my tennis teammate, she ended up with a profit of $41.39. And what I really have to remind myself is these are items that she was literally going to take down to Goodwill anyways. So I'm happy to get her anything, but I do want to show her the value of consigning her items with me. So that's why I am willing to take $10 over $20, and it's really just easier for me, and it boosts my store in the algorithm. Now, the next item to sell is also a consignment client item. It is by Retrofit. Not something that I would necessarily source myself, but these are kind of Y2K. They have the whole camo thing going. They're kind of like cargo shorts. So I decided to, actually, I cross-listed these yesterday, and they sold same day on Depop. So I priced them at $25. Someone came in and paid full price. They were boosted, so those fees were $2. My fees to Depop were $1.54. My consignee left with $12.88, and I made a profit of $8.58. For being cross-listed for a day, I will take that $8. Now, the next item to sell is by Maison d'Amélie, I think. And this is a brand that I didn't realize was sold at TJ Maxx, so when I got it home, I was a little disappointed, but I still wanted to put it up because it is so cute. It's like this fruit printed sleeveless blouse, very resorty, vacation-y. And the comps weren't that great, so I did only list it for $20. And my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers, which was 16, and one of those likers did accept. Or actually, I have it written down here. They did not accept that. They countered to 14. And because that's a $2 difference and this doesn't really resell that well, I did go ahead and take that. My fees to Poshmark were $2.80 and I left with $11.20. I got that for about $3 at a half off Salvation Army sale, so I am thrilled with that profit. Now, the next item to sell is another perfume sample. It is by Brunello Cucinelli. And this is another one that was gifted to us, or me and my mother-in-law, from either Neiman's or Nordstrom. So I did go ahead and put it up on eBay for $11.99 plus free ship, and a buyer came in and paid full price. It cost me $4.76 to ship. I did have it promoted, so those fees were 40 cents. My fees to eBay were $2.08, and that left me with a profit of $4.75. Now, the last two items that I sold, so one from yesterday, Friday, and one from this morning on Saturday, are actually still downstairs in my inventory, and I'm going to take my shipping supplies down there, pull them, pack them, and head out the door. So I'm going to post the pictures right up here for you all. And the one that sold yesterday is this White House Black Market. It's kind of like this tiger print ruffle collar blouse. It's very, very cute. Another item that I just cross-listed to Poshmark yesterday and sold within a day. So I listed it for $25. A buyer came in and paid full price. My fees to Poshmark were $5, which left me with a profit of $20. I did get that at a half off Salvation Army sale for about $4 to $5, so very happy with that overall profit. Now, the item that sold this morning, I'm going to take a look at my desktop, is this new 1822 denim ankle skinny jeans, frayed hem, stretch capsule comfort summer 12. Say that 10 times fast. I had those listed for $28 and a buyer sent me an offer of $21, which I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $4.20, and that left me with a profit of $16.80, and I got those for about $10 in Miss Kimmy or Mama on a Mission's Whatnot show. So very happy, even with the small little profit. With something new with tags and very trendy, I love putting those items in my store. So those are all of the items that sold within the last 2 days and a little bit of this morning. I hope to hop on, I want to say in a couple days, to show you what all else sells. So see you in a little bit, my friends. Hey all, welcome back. It is now Monday, January 12th, and I wanted to show you what sold over the weekend. These days are Saturday and Sunday, the 10th and the 11th. So on the 10th, I had 4 more sales, and yesterday, the 11th, I had 4 more sales. So let's go ahead and get into it. First item to sell, I got on a reseller Facebook group for about $10 to $11. It is by Petal and Pup. It is this really cute gray knit long sleeve with the tie on the hem. Very cute. And I am happy to see this leave in January, so I don't have to hold on to it throughout the summer. I posted that for $50 on Poshmark, and my Nifty sent out a $40 offer. That liker came back and offered me $32, which I thought was pretty fair, granted that we are almost moving out of the winter season. So I accepted that. My fees to Poshmark were $6.40, and I made a profit of $25.60. And that box that I bought off of that reseller group is almost paid for now. The next item, I just recently featured this in a Savers thrift haul. It is by Torrid. It is a 5X. It's new with tags, and it is this beautiful like star print sheer blouse. I absolutely love this, and they had it marked so reasonably. I think anywhere from $5 to $8. So I knew I had to get it because it was new with tags. I put that up on Poshmark for $38, and my Nifty sent out a $30 offer. Again, another liker came back and offered me $20, and because I got that for such a low price, and usually 4 to 5 X's are a little harder to move for me, I did go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and I turned about $5 to $8 into 16, which I will gladly do all day. Now, this next item I forgot to pull out of my inventory, so please forgive me. I'm going to put up a stock photo right here, but these are a consignment item from one of my tennis teammates, and I put them up for $80 and they sold for full price. Our fees to Poshmark were $16, and she was left with 60%, which was $38.40, and I left with $25.60. Very happy to see a full price sell on those because I did price them a little high, hoping for more reasonable offers, and it's always great when they sell for full price. Next item I was pleased to find at a half off Salvation Army sale for about $2 to $4. It is by Patagonia, and it is this beautiful blue long sleeve, and it has that little graphic right there, but then it also has on the sleeve, it says Save Our Planet, our home planet. I think it is such a great base layer. If it were my size, I would have kept it, but I was happy to go ahead and list it on Poshmark for $30. A buyer offered me $20, and because I got it for such a low price, I did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and that left me with a profit of $16. Now, this next item is coming from that Savers haul that I got the Torrid blouse in. This is by Judy Blue. These are flare jeans, and they are in such good condition. No puckering, no weird distressing on the inside, and the flare jeans are in right now. So I did price these pretty aggressively at $50 on Poshmark, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers, which was $40, and a liker counter offered with $30, which I did accept. I got those for about $10. My fees to Poshmark were $6, and that left me with a profit of $24. Those Judy Blues were the first item to sell yesterday on Sunday, the 11th. So the next sale that day is this Linda Allard Ellen Tracy. The outer is 100% merino wool. The inside is polyester, but it is this tan pencil skirt. This is just perfect. I used words like capsule, old money, career. They are just, this is just a great capsule piece to throw in your wardrobe. And it is a bigger size of a 14. So I actually had that for a little over a year, and this was during the time where I was taking items down and asking ChatGPT to create a stock photo and maybe inserting new keywords. So this is one of those items. It was relisted for about 3 to 4 months, but it did sell for full price. So very happy with that. I had it listed on Poshmark for $32. A lovely buyer came in and paid full price. My fees to Poshmark were $6.40. My profit was $25.60, and I paid about $4 for that at a half off Salvation Army sale. So yes, it did take longer than I would have liked, but now I have that knowledge of that's a capsule piece. It's very minimalistic. So using ChatGPT, I could definitely use that as a tool or to my advantage to make my listing a little bit more desirable. So just a little tip and trick I have for you all as well. Now, the next item is also a consignment item. It is from the same lovely lady that I got those Aloe leggings from. These are the Levi's Baggy Dad Barrel Jeans. She is a very trendy lady, if you couldn't tell. And the comps on these, though, were not that great. And I was very surprised because they are that barrel. a jean that is so trendy right now. But I did go ahead and shoot high. I posted them on Poshmark for about $50, hoping to get 35 to 40, and that's exactly what happened. I had a liker come in. They offered 35. I felt that was great. I didn't want to go ahead and counter for like $5 more. So I did go ahead and accept that. Our fees to Poshmark were $7, and she left with $20, and I made $8. And for this sale, because the profit was so low, I did just give her more money, and I took out a profit that justified the time that it took me to photograph and list on the platform. That's just my prerogative. I'm not telling you have to do the same thing, but it just makes sense to me in my business, so that's what I like to do. I do apologize for clearing my throat quite a few times during this video. We have had what are called the Santa Ana winds here in Southern California, and they have just been playing with my allergies and my throat. So sorry about that. Thankfully, this is the last item I'm going to show you that sold yesterday. It is actually very exciting. It's by JM Studio. And I got this as an experiment piece to see how it would perform. I've actually had really good luck with formal dresses, so I do anticipate picking more up at the right price. So this, speaking of the right price, I paid about $4 to $6 for at a half off Salvation Army sale. I feel like I could be a spokesperson for them with how many items I get at those sales, but it is this beautiful gold shimmer V-neck dress. It's a maxi, and it has this beautiful slit, and the stock photo that ChatGPT made for me is just simply incredible. I'll go ahead and put it right here. It really, I think, sold the piece. So I absolutely love this item, and I had it listed on eBay for $41.99 plus $10 ship, and a buyer came in and used my 26% off coupon that I have running in my store right now. They paid $31.59 plus $10 ship. It cost me exactly $10 to ship. My fees to eBay were $6.02, and I made a profit of $25.57. I am extremely happy to see that go. I had hoped that it would have sold before New Year's so someone could wear it to a New Year's party, but I'm happy that it sold nonetheless. I hope you guys are having great thrifting, great sales, and until next time, my friends, bye.